most organizations, mill racing is stupid simple, that there's no entrance responsibility, there's no restraint responsibility, there's no control. They start a timer, the dog runs for 2 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, the dog that ran the farthest wins. If you have a computer, they'll track it on a computer. Most people don't have a computer, so they'll mark a slat and they'll count revolutions, whatever. Anyway, it's fastest, or the furthest run in the 2 minute time limit wins the match. Now, in most organizations, they allow bait. They let you get a toy right in front of the dog's face, smack their favorite tug toy right in front of them, and let them run as fast as they want. The differences in our organization: 1, no bait, no food, no toys. So it's just like weight pull to me in that respect. I don't want to see how fast your dog can run to get to the toy. I want to see how fast your dog can run either out of sheer enjoyment of running or to get to you. You are the main motivator in GRC. Not the food, not the toys. You're the main motivator. Even when the toy is the main drive object, they're still showing that they will cooperate with you in spite of the toy. So on the spring pole, they must out and recall back to you. On the wall climb, they've got to out and watch you hand the toy to somebody else when you walk off. Like you are the main thing in all the sports and all the aspects of GRC. We're showing what you are in relation to your dog. So they run for you just like they pull weight for you, not to get to the toy. So no bait. That's the first difference. Second difference is the entrance responsibility. So just like all the other sports, there's going to be an entrance procedure. At the ring entrance, you have loose leash responsibility until you get on the mill. Loose leash responsibility until you get on the mill. So that means, just like the SR test, whatever the disqualifying parameters are in the SR test, those same things exist from the line of from the entry of the ring to the mill. Now, you can get past that however you want. If you have a nice loose leash walk, use your beautiful loose leash walk. We tested it in the SR. Now it's a chance to see if it holds up under drive. If you can't do that, you can heel or tactical heel to the mill, no problem. You can also just go very fast. So there's no tight leash if you're jogging. You do whatever you got to do, but I can't, in GRC, we will never allow the picture of you fighting with your dog with a leash. It's you and the dog cooperate, whether that's the dog acquiescing to you or you speeding up. I don't care. But we're not going to show an argument on the leash. That's not the picture we're going to show. So you get your dog to the mill, however you get the dog to the mill. Carry them if they're little, loose leash walk them, tack heel them, jog, whatever. Loose leash responsibility to get to the mill. Once the dog gets on the mill at level 1, you can restrain them. Even if they're like digging in and pulling, you can hold their harness and restrain them, hook them to the mill. You can restrain them and hold them. The ref is going to give you the let's go. When you let go of your dog, time starts. Scoring starts. You can't touch them or the mill. That's pretty typical. You can't touch them or the mill, right? Level 1, you got 2 minutes uninterrupted. Let's go, buddy, buddy, buddy. And there's no stopping procedure. So when the guy goes, time, you can, and you can stop the mill. Or there's a brake on the mill, you can use the brake, stop the mill, right? The dog can still be actively trying to pull, doesn't matter. Unhook them, and again, when they leave the mill, from the mill to the exit of the ring, loose leash responsibility. So again, when you let them off the mill, you better do something, because if they jump off and pull you off balance, DQ, that run doesn't count. Even if it's the best score of the day, that run doesn't count. Which means when you let them off the mill, you again, pick them up, carry them out of the ring, no problem. Jog with them out of the ring, no problem. Tactical heel or heel them out of the ring, no problem, or just teach them how to loose leash walk, right? But you're responsible once their feet hit the floor for a loose leash responsibility to get to the ring exit. So however you manage that situation, you manage it. But no arguing on the leash. Once they leave the mill and their feet hit the floor, no arguing on the leash on the exit, right? So that's level 1. Level 2. Level 2, same entrance responsibility, same exit responsibility. The difference on the mill is this: once they get on the mill and get hooked up, the unlocked mill, they're going to unlock it, no break, which means if they want to run, they can. They must stay with no contact on an unlocked mill. You then, because you're on the side of the mill when you hook them up, you then, with the mill unlocked and them in a stay, walk to the front of the mill and wait for the judge to tell you it's time to release. When they tell you it's time to release, you can release the dog and they run. So they must do a stay on an unlocked mill from where you hook them up on the side to where you get in front until the judge says go. Right? So unlocked mill stay, so a stay. Once they run, the judge is going to say go. Once you release the dog to run, when the dog starts moving, the timer starts. The revolutions on the mill, because we're scoring this based on revolutions. There's one slat is a different color where it's marked visibly, and every time that thing rolls past, it's a counter. Click, 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 so we count revolutions. It's better than doing distance because then we got to calibrate the distances. Most people in training aren't even going to have computers on their mills or whatever. If we get in the middle of a competition and the battery dies or the computer gets fried up, the whole thing's shot because now all of a sudden we have a technical error. There's no technical error if it's manual. The slat goes by, there's a counter sitting there going like this. Every time it goes by, it clicks. Done and done. Low tech, simplest, easiest answer, stick low tech. So that's the deal. Anyway, 2 minutes, go. The dog runs. Now the entrance responsibility can get you DQ'd. The stay can get you fouled out. After the 2 minutes is up, the ref is going to go. The judge is going to go, time. The counter stops counting. Counter stops counting. But you must now make your dog, the ending procedure, the stopping procedure, is you must make your dog decelerate to a trot for 10 seconds. So if your dog is full out sprinting and you say easy or rutabaga or whatever your word is, the dog has to slow from a sprint to a trot. Once the dog gets to what the judge says is a trot, they'll give you the signal. 10 seconds starts. The dog has to maintain the trot for 10 seconds. And then the judge is going to tell you to stop. You tell your dog to stop on a verbal. You cannot touch the mill. The mill is unlocked. You say stop, stand, stay, down. I don't care if you have a sit in motion, a stand in motion, a down in motion. Don't care. But you have to make the dog stop moving the belt. Right? I don't care if it's a stay and the dog can sit down or stand and you don't have a positional preference, but they don't move the belt. As long as the belt doesn't move, we're good. So they decelerate for 10 seconds and then stop on a verbal. If they blow that ending procedure, that run is nullified. That run is done. That run is no good. I don't care if you have the highest score of the day, that run's done. Again, just like everything in the sports, there's 3 chances. If I go easy, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the dog does not comply. I try again, easy, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dog does not comply. I go, whoa, easy, and the dog goes 5, 4, and then decelerates. We're going to call it good. That's not a DQ, right? It's not a DQ. I go stay or stand or stop or whoa or whatever you say, and the dog does it on the first try, awesome. They blow it off the first time, the second time, they blow it off the third time, that run's DQ'd. Even if they have the best score of the day, that run is nullified, right? That run's fouled out. That's level 2, so whatever. So if that run's fouled, you're done for the day. The dog must make 3 successful runs to get on the podium. So if they make 2 runs and they're awesome runs, and then their third run, they blow the ending procedure, they don't get on the podium for the day, which means you better work your control. It's not just running crazy. You better work your control. So the stopping procedure in level 2 is that 10-second deceleration followed by stay out of motion. Then you have the exit responsibility. So once their feet hit the ground, loose leash responsibility to get to the exit. Again, however you want to deal with that, you deal with it, but you are responsible for loose leash during that exiting procedure. Level 3, the exact same situation, a little bit harder. Level 3, they tactical heel from the entrance to the mill, but they do not get on the mill. You down them at the mill. You then walk to the side of the mill, and on a verbal, the belt can be locked on the load up procedure. You walk up to the mill on the side, you then call them onto the mill, they jump onto the mill, you do not touch them. They jump onto the mill, you ask for a stay, I don't care, stand, sit, down, don't care. But they load up and stop on their own. You then, the only time you can touch them is to hook them up. You can't restrain them, you can hook them up. You hook them to the mill. Once you are hooked to the mill, they unlock the belt. They must stay just like level 2. Then you walk to the front of the mill. When you get to the front of the mill, you are then going to say, the guy gives you the green light, work, the dog runs. 1 minute. Counting goes for 1 minute. There is a 2-minute round. At the 1 minute mark, the judge is going to call for the deceleration and the counter will stop counting. Stop counting, right? You've got to give a 10-second deceleration before they will let you start counting revolutions again. Which means if your dog has really good drive control, you'll get 1 minute of sprinting, click, 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 click. The ref will tell you, decelerate your dog. You go easy, and the dog immediately slows to a trot. 10 seconds goes by, they give you the green light, you start sprinting again, they start counting again. If your dog has beautiful control and responds immediately on the first command, you will have 1 minute and 50 seconds to get scores. If your dog, easy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing, easy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing, easy 5, 4, 3, 2, then they finally start to decelerate, but the ref doesn't say it's good, and then they finally get to slow down, the ref says the timer runs, and then they get 10 seconds of deceleration, and then you say go. That whole bullshit that you had to do to finally get the 10 seconds of slow is going to make it where you only have 1 minute and 10 seconds. If it takes them 40 seconds to finally get the 10 seconds of deceleration, you only have 20 seconds left to score. So that means your ability to come out of drive is what's going to give you an opportunity to have a better score. Because a dog that's got 1 minute 50 to work has better scoring opportunity than a dog that has 1 minute 5 seconds to work. Or you're going to work on your first command compliance deceleration. So decelerate. Once you decelerate for 10 seconds, they give you the green light. We start scoring again. Sprint as fast as you can. 2 minutes hits. Time. Whatever score you have, you have. But you still must do the stopping procedure. They still got a 10-second deceleration and a stop on cue. Level 3 to exit, much harder. Level 3 to exit is they're in a stay. You walk to the side of the mill. Once you get to the side of the mill, they may lock the belt. You unhook, but do not release. The dog is still in a stay. You go to the front of the mill, call the dog off the mill into middle position, tactical heel off the field. When you get to the ring exit, you're done. If they blow the leaving procedure, if they blow the exit, if they blow the unloading and the leaving procedure, run's done. So level 3 it's just a mill race. I know it ain't IPO. I know it's not PSA. It's just a mill race, but that's no joke, man. That's no joke. So tactical heel into the ring, down the dog, stand at the side of the mill, a locked mill, call them up, make them stay, hook them up, unlock. Go to the front, release to work. 1 minute scoring opportunity. At the end of 1 minute, score stops, decelerate for 10 seconds. Once they successfully decelerate for 10 seconds, scoring opportunities back on the table until the end of the 2 minute clock runs out. They must do the stopping procedure, decelerate and stop on a verbal. Unlocked mill, you walk to the side of the mill. When you are going to unhook them, they may lock the mill. You unhook, they stay. You go to the front of the ring, call to middle, tactical out of the ring. Level 3 is no joke. So that's the level 1, 2, and 3 of mill race.